Okay, so you want to own a golf course. Buy a few hundred acres. Build a clubhouse. Charge people to play. Sell food and drinks. Then spend your afternoons driving around in a cart while the money pours in. Simple enough idea, right? Here is what that business actually looks like from the inside. First, understand what you are buying. You are not buying a field with 18 holes in it. You are buying a land business, a hospitality business, a subscription business, a restaurant, an events venue, a retail shop, a vehicle fleet, and one of the most complicated landscaping operations in commercial real estate. All of those businesses sit on the same property. All of them share the same customers. And all of them can lose money at the same time. The golf course is only the visible product. Underneath it are drainage pipes, irrigation lines, pumps, electrical systems, chemical storage areas, maintenance buildings, cart paths, bridges, kitchen equipment, turf machines, and miles of buried infrastructure that customers will never see. That is the first rule of golf course ownership. The grass is not the real asset. The system keeping the grass alive is the asset. And that system never stops asking for money. There are several ways to enter this business. A public course sells tee times. A private club sells belonging. A resort course sells travel. A residential course may exist partly to support nearby property values. These are not simply different sizes of the same business. They are completely different operating models. The United States has roughly 16,000 golf courses at around 14,000 facilities. About 3/4 of them are open to the public. More than 500 million rounds have been played nationally each year for several consecutive years. Demand is strong. Participation has grown. Existing courses are absorbing more play, even though the country has fewer courses than it had during the early 2000s golf boom. That sounds like the perfect time to buy. Demand is high. Supply is limited. And many facilities now have more pricing power. But record demand does not mean every golf course is a good business. It means strong courses in strong markets can perform extremely well. A badly located course can still fail. A course with weak drainage can still fail. A course with an aging irrigation system can still fail. A course carrying too much debt can be full every Saturday and still run out of cash. Golf creates a dangerous visual illusion. A busy parking lot looks like success. A full tee sheet looks like profitability. But a tee sheet only tells you that people are playing. It does not tell you what they paid. It does not tell you how much labor was needed to serve them. It does not tell you whether the restaurant lost money. It does not tell you whether the course offered discounts to fill those times. And it does not tell you whether a $2 million irrigation replacement is waiting underground. Let us start with the purchase price. At the small end, an older rural course may sell for only a few $1,000,000, sometimes less. The land may be remote. The clubhouse may be basic. The equipment may be old. The membership may be shrinking. And the nearest large population center may be more than an hour away. In strong metropolitan markets, profitable 18-hole public courses can be valued above $10 million. Premium private clubs can be worth far more. The price depends on location, land ownership, operating income, water access, redevelopment potential, membership strength, and the condition of the infrastructure. Imagine you purchase an ordinary public course for $6 million. You finance $4 million. You invest another $500,000 in carts, kitchen equipment, drainage repairs, staffing, and marketing. Before the first full season begins, you already have millions of dollars tied up in the property. You also have a large annual debt payment. And you may not have improved the irrigation system. You may not have rebuilt a single bunker. You may not have replaced a green. You have simply purchased the right to begin operating. This is where many buyers make their first serious mistake. They look at the price of the land and buildings. They do not calculate the replacement cost of everything sitting on that land. A golf course may come with 60, 80, or even 100 riding carts. Every cart depreciates. Every cart needs tires, brakes, batteries, charging equipment, and regular maintenance. Gas carts need fuel. Electric carts need battery replacements that can cost thousands across an entire fleet. Then there is the irrigation system. A modern system can include thousands of sprinkler heads. It can contain a huge underground network of pipes, wires, valves, controllers, and pumping stations. Replacing a complete irrigation system can cost well over $1.5 million. On a premium property, the cost can climb much higher. A failing system may also consume tens of thousands of dollars every year in emergency repairs. Eventually, ownership still has to replace it. Irrigation is only one capital cycle. Greens eventually need reconstruction. Bunkers lose sand and collapse. Cart paths crack. Clubhouse roofs fail. Kitchens age. Drainage lines clog. Trees become dangerous. Bridges require engineering work. Maintenance equipment wears out. A course can appear profitable because the owner is not replacing anything. That is not real profit. That is deferred failure. Now look at the annual operating cost. The average maintenance budget for an American golf course has climbed above $1 million. That does not necessarily include major capital projects. Smaller courses may spend far less. Premium clubs may spend several $1,000,000 every year. Maintenance can consume close to 1/4 of total facility revenue before the clubhouse, restaurant, pro shop, or administration department spends $1. Where does all that money go? Mostly to people. Golf course maintenance is an industrial labor operation disguised as peaceful scenery. Someone mows the greens. Someone cuts the cups. Someone repairs ball marks. Someone maintains the bunkers. Someone checks the irrigation system. Someone sprays the turf. Someone monitors disease. Someone removes fallen branches. Someone starts working before sunrise so the course looks untouched when the first customer arrives. Labor can represent more than 70% of a maintenance budget at some facilities. That means a $1 million budget may contain $700,000 or more in wages, payroll, taxes, and benefits. That is before equipment, fuel, fertilizer, chemicals, water, and repairs. The most expensive feature may not even be the greens. It can be the bunkers. Bunkers require constant raking, edging, cleaning, reshaping, and sand replacement. Heavy rain can destroy several weeks of work in one night. A beautiful bunker is a permanent labor contract with the weather. Water creates another major risk. Courses across the country have become more efficient. Many now use advanced irrigation software, drought-resistant turf, and moisture sensors. But lower water use does not always mean lower water costs. In dry regions, a course may spend hundreds of thousands of dollars each year on water. Two courses located only a few miles apart may have completely different costs because their water rights, wells, municipal agreements, and local rates are different. One may have inexpensive access to reclaimed water. The other may depend on costly municipal water. Both courses may charge the same green fee. Both may host the same number of rounds. One may be profitable. The other may be trapped. This is why water rights can matter more than a clubhouse. A clubhouse can be renovated. A weak water position can destroy the entire operating model. Now we get to revenue. The first revenue stream is green fees. This is the obvious one. A public course sells tee times. A rural course may charge less than $30 for 18 holes. A strong municipal or daily fee course may charge between $40 and $80. A premium public course in a major city may charge well above $100. A luxury resort course may charge several $100s for one round. The product is still 18 holes of golf. The economics are completely different. The most important fact about a tee time is that it is perishable. A hotel can sell tonight's room only once. An airline can sell today's seat only once. A golf course faces the same problem. A 9-10 tee time on Saturday morning disappears forever if nobody buys it. The course cannot store it and sell it next week. That is why pricing matters so much. Many courses now use dynamic pricing. High-demand weekend times become more expensive. Week afternoon times become cheaper. Holiday rates increase. Bad weather periods receive discounts. The goal is not simply to fill the course. The goal is to maximize revenue from a fixed amount of daily inventory. But there is a risk. Push prices too high and regular golfers feel exploited. Discount too heavily and customers learn to wait for cheaper times. Then there are cart fees. Cart revenue is one of the cleanest additions to a green fee. A golfer may pay $50 to play and another $18 or $20 for a seat in a shared cart. The course already owns the fleet. The additional cost of one more rental is relatively small, but the fleet eventually needs replacement. That means part of the cart revenue is not profit. It is tomorrow's capital expense wearing a cup holder. Memberships create a different kind of value. A semi-private course may sell annual passes. A private club may charge an initiation fee and monthly dues. This converts unpredictable tee time income into recurring revenue. That stability can transform the business. A public golfer can disappear when the economy weakens. A member is financially and emotionally attached. Members may also spend money on food, tournaments, lessons, merchandise, and guests. At the high end, the economics become extraordinary. Some prestigious private clubs charge initiation fees above $100,000. Members then pay monthly dues, food minimums, and special assessments. They are not simply paying for golf. They are paying for access, privacy, community, networking, and status. But private clubs carry their own risks. Members expect priority. They expect excellent conditions. They expect responsive service. They expect regular capital improvements. A public course can tell customers that a bunker renovation will take several months. At an expensive private club, that same announcement may create a boardroom revolt. The more expensive the membership, the less tolerance there is for visible decline. Food and beverage is the next revenue stream. It is also where many owners fool themselves. A busy restaurant looks profitable, but restaurants are difficult businesses even when they operate alone. Now place one inside a seasonal golf property. Demand spikes before tournaments. It disappears during bad weather. Staffing is difficult. Food spoils. Golfers want fast service. Wedding guests expect premium service. Banquets require large teams for short periods. The kitchen may be busy and still lose money because labor and food costs are poorly controlled. Events can be more attractive. Weddings, corporate outings, charity tournaments, holiday parties, business meetings, and private celebrations all generate revenue from existing space. A golf course already owns scenery, parking, a kitchen, a dining room, and a reason for guests to remain on the property for several hours. An event venue turns fixed assets into revenue even when the golf course is not full. This can be especially powerful in northern markets. Golf may be seasonal. Weddings and indoor events can extend the business calendar. Then there is the driving range. Lessons, club fitting, retail, branded merchandise, simulator bays, junior programs, sponsorships, advertising, locker rentals, bag storage, club cleaning, tournament fees. These services matter because the golf course has a captive audience. A golfer may spend 4 or 5 hours on the property. That is a long customer relationship. The owner's job is to earn more than the green fee without making the property feel like a shopping mall. Let us put actual numbers around an ordinary public course. Assume it hosts 40,000 rounds per year. That is around 110 rounds per day across the full year. But the real pattern is not evenly distributed. Weekends are stronger. Summer is stronger. Holidays are stronger. Rain, cold, and extreme heat compress demand into a limited number of valuable days. Assume the blended green fee is $52. That creates around $2.08 million in golf fee revenue. Assume 28,000 paid cart seats at $19. That adds $532,000. Annual passes and memberships add $450,000. The range, lessons, and retail add $300,000. Food and beverage adds $850,000. Events add $400,000. Total annual revenue is now around $4.6 million. That sounds excellent. Now subtract the costs. Course maintenance is $1.1 million. Golf operations and administration cost $700,000. Food, beverage, and event labor plus inventory costs $650,000. Utilities, insurance, property taxes, software, marketing, and professional fees cost $550,000. Cart leases, repairs, and other operating expenses add $250,000. Then the owner places $400,000 into a real capital reserve. Cash flow before debt is roughly $950,000. That is a healthy course, but the numbers remain fragile. A wet spring reduces rounds. Revenue falls by $350,000. A pump station fails. Another $200,000 disappears. The restaurant loses $100,000. Suddenly, the $950,000 becomes $300,000. Now pay the mortgage. The business can be busy. It can be respected. It can be worth millions on paper. And it can still produce almost nothing for the owner that year. This is the volatility that people underestimate. Golf revenue is exposed to weather in a way normal retail is not. Rain does not only cancel today's sale. It may also damage the product. A storm closes the course. Then it floods low areas. Then it destroys bunkers. Then it creates overtime work. The course loses revenue and incurs repair costs from the same event. Heat creates the opposite problem. Golfers stay home. Water use rises. Turf stress increases. Disease pressure changes. The maintenance crew works harder to protect a product that fewer people are buying. Then there is reputation risk. Golfers are extremely sensitive to course conditions. A restaurant customer may forgive one slow meal. A golfer who pays a premium rate and finds damaged greens may tell every golfer they know. Reviews appear online. Golf groups discuss the conditions. Tournament organizers move elsewhere. Once a course becomes known for poor conditions, revenue declines. Management cuts maintenance to protect cash. Conditions decline further. The cycle becomes difficult to reverse. Then there is employee risk. A skilled superintendent may understand every irrigation line, drainage problem, and disease pattern on the property. Losing that person can be more damaging than losing a senior executive in another business. The course may look simple from the clubhouse, but its maintenance knowledge often lives inside a small number of experienced employees. When they leave, the owner may discover how little of the property's operating history was ever written down. This brings us to the hidden asset, the land. An 18-hole golf course may occupy 120 to 200 acres or more. In a growing metropolitan area, that land may eventually be worth more for housing, logistics, or mixed-use development than it is as a golf course. That creates a strange incentive. The best financial decision may be to stop operating the business you purchased. But redevelopment is not automatic. The land may face deed restrictions, zoning limits, environmental reviews, wetlands rules, water agreements, community opposition. Homeowners may have purchased nearby properties because they were promised golf course views. Local government may refuse to approve a new use. Converting fairways into housing can take years. A buyer who assumes the land provides a guaranteed exit strategy may discover that golf is the only legally available use. Now consider valuation. Profitable golf courses are often valued using a multiple of EBITDA. A solid facility may trade around 6 to 8 times normalized operating profit. Stronger assets may trade higher. But these numbers are not fixed rules. A course with owned land, strong water rights, a growing membership, and redevelopment potential may command a premium. A leased course may trade at a discount. A facility with aging infrastructure may look cheap because the next owner is inheriting a massive capital bill. Suppose a course generates $800,000 of normalized EBITDA. At 7 times EBITDA, the operating business may appear to be worth $5.6 million. But imagine the irrigation system needs $2 million. The clubhouse needs $1 million. The cart fleet needs $600,000. The maintenance building needs repairs. The greens need drainage work. The real purchase is not $5.6 million. It is more than $9 million before working capital and financing costs. This is why sophisticated buyers do not ask only what the course earns. They ask what the course has failed to replace. The most dangerous seller is not always the dishonest seller. It may be the owner who kept the property looking beautiful by postponing invisible infrastructure work. Now for the part nobody who dreams about owning a golf course wants to hear. Golf is currently strong. That can tempt buyers to assume today's demand will last forever. But golf has experienced boom and bust cycles before. Thousands of courses were built during the expansion era of the 1980s, 1990s, and early 2000s. Many were connected to residential developments. The course helped sell nearby homes. Once the homes were sold, the golf operation was expected to support itself. In many cases, it could not. Supply exceeded demand. Memberships declined. Maintenance costs increased. Courses closed. Some became housing. Others became parks or abandoned land. The lesson is not that golf is a bad business. The lesson is that a course must have a reason to exist after the excitement fades. It needs a dense customer base, a defensible location, a realistic maintenance standard, reliable water, recurring revenue, strong management, and multiple uses for the clubhouse and land. The best operators do not simply maintain grass. They manage yield. They price tee times. They convert beginners into regular players. They retain members. They sell events. They control labor. They monitor food costs. They protect the capital reserve. and they replace infrastructure before it becomes an emergency. The worst owners often do the opposite. They treat every dollar of cash flow as personal profit. They delay maintenance. They discount tee times without a strategy. They allow the restaurant to become a loss-making social project. They avoid raising prices until costs have already overwhelmed them. Then they attempt to sell the property before the deferred work becomes visible. The closing reality of this business is this. At the week end, a golf course is a massive piece of land producing retail-level revenue with agricultural-level exposure to weather. It consumes labor, water, equipment, and capital. At the strong end, it is almost impossible to replicate. The land is already assembled. The permits already exist. The drainage system is installed. The customer community is established. The membership renews. The clubhouse hosts events. And every competitor who wants to build nearby faces years of construction, approvals, environmental work, and public opposition. That scarcity is the real moat. Not the logo, not the scorecard, not even the course designer's name. The moat is that building another course is difficult, expensive, and politically complicated. So if you decide to own a golf course, remember what you are actually buying. You are not buying 18 holes. You are buying a machine that converts land, time, and community into recurring leisure revenue. The machine can be beautiful. It can be prestigious. It can become a gathering place for an entire town. It can also consume every dollar you give it. The winners are not necessarily the owners who love golf the most. They are the owners who understand that golf is only one department inside a much larger business. The course brings customers onto the property. The memberships stabilize the income. The carts increase spending. The restaurant supports the experience. The events use the buildings. The land protects the long-term value. And the capital reserve keeps everything alive. In the end, the grass is what attracts the customer. But the economics underneath the grass decide whether the owner survives. If this video helped you understand the real economics behind golf course ownership, like the video and subscribe to the channel. It genuinely helps more people find this kind of analysis. Thank you for watching.